Hello, everyone. Andre Campbell here, Chairman Leader in South Florida. Want to welcome you to this webinar. Want to welcome those of you who are viewing this for the first time, perhaps like myself, a time back, someone thought enough of you to invite you to hear about some life-changing information. And what I want you to understand right now, as a group, as a team, we're in a move to help people, in over 100 countries throughout the world. Looking here, this is one of our first international events past March in Vegas. We had a phenomenal time. Thousands of people came from all around the world. And the reason is we've unlocked the secrets of the banks, and we have something great that's going on, and it's changing lives. What we're doing is basically helping people learn how to turn their phones, tablets, computers into ATMs. First, let's look at this cash flow quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. The only thing I'm going to tell you about this quadrant, on the left side is where 95% of the people are, but only 5% of the wealth. On the right side of the quadrant is where 95% of the wealth is, but only 5% of people. Ladies and gentlemen, we're teaching people how to get on the right side of money. Now, how are we doing that? We're utilizing something called the foreign exchange market, or Forex. If you travel around the world, you get off the plane, the first thing you see is the exchange. We were down in Jamaica just recently. First thing we got off, the currency exchange. Currency is being exchanged all around the world. Every major country has their own denomination of currency. Whenever there's a change in this market, there's an opportunity for those of us who know how to manipulate this to take action and profit. Now, the thing about this market is, very simply, it is the largest financial market in the world right now, doing over $5 trillion per day. And the great thing what I love about it, you can do it from almost anywhere in the world that you have internet access. So as we're traveling, as we're doing this, we're doing that, going about, we can still navigate these markets and make money. Now that you know about the industry, let me tell you what we did. We partnered with a company called iMarkets Live, or IML. Now, IML is very unique. It's the first company of its kind doing what it's doing on a global scale. Ladies and gentlemen, this is simply an education platform to help you do what the banks, the insurance companies, and the hedge funds have been doing for years, manipulating these trillion-dollar-a-day markets. Right now, IML is debt-free. As a matter of fact, this July 4th will be 5 years they've been in business. So they've been through the beginning stages, the intermediate. They know what it takes to really get this done on a large scale. And that's why people from around the world are gravitating to these live meetings, webinars, just getting this information. And the company is debt-free and solid. And once again, we're just on a move right now to really bring in 1 million new people around the world and expose them to this. Anything that's successful has great leadership. This company is spearheaded by the CEO, Chris Terry, phenomenal man. One thing I liked about Chris when I first met Chris just wasn't a businessman with a lot of money. He was already a very successful trader, been trading the markets over 20 years, has all the accolades, been on this publication, this book, that book. I mean, just world-renowned. Many people call him the LeBron James of the trading industry. His wife, Isis De La Torre, one of the first Latinos on Wall Street, was responsible for, a host of different things, has all this series, that license. She's the one that keeps this company, compliant with all the laws, the regulations, not only here in the U.S., but also globally. There you have the young phenom himself, Alex Morton. This gentleman is crisscrossing the world and really spreading the message of IML, along doing that with the Vice President, Alex Tapia. Phenomenal leaders in their own right. And you'll have a chance to meet them, at different events as we do. As I go into this, let me tell you what we are not. IML is not an investment company. This means we don't solicit funds. You're not going to send any of your funds to IML. IML is simply an educational platform to give us the power to do what the banks, the insurance companies, and the hedge funds, once again, have been doing this for years. So if you're looking at this and you're saying, well, Andre, you know what? I don't have any experience. This looks all new to me. I want you to understand, at one point, it was new to myself and many, many of us the same way. All we did, we came in, we got started, learned the information, and that's how we got to where we are today. And you have the opportunity to do the same thing. We're going to teach you how to have your own broker account. This means you're the only one that can put the funds in, and you're the only one that can take the funds out. You're in 100% control of your funds at all times. You know what? You keep 100% of the profits. Yes, I said 100% of the profits. This means when IML gives you all this education, shows you how to navigate these markets like I've learned and many of us have learned, everything you earn, you get to keep yourself. One of the most phenomenal dynamic things I've ever seen in my life, truly giving you the ability to learn and earn. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. This is where the rubber meets the road, ladies and gentlemen. How is all this being done? How are people, average and ordinary people, all walks of life, all different backgrounds, able to learn this information and navigate and profit in these markets? The first thing is the IML Academy. Those of you who have pen and paper, you're watching this, you're taking down copious notes, you've all heard the saying that knowledge is power. I want you to understand that only applied knowledge is power. In the IML Academy, it's pre-filled with pre-recorded videos. These are videos you can watch and view at your own discretion. If you spend at least an hour a day, in about 28 to 30 days, you'd have went through this entire academy. It's going to bring you from the beginner to intermediate to advanced, give you all the knowledge, all the information, all the terminology, the things you hear us talking about, support and resistance, Fibonacci, all these different terms that may sound technical right now. The IML Academy is going to be your instruction template to learn this information. Once again, the IML Academy is where the knowledge is. Now, while you're getting the knowledge in the academy, what you want to do is learn how to apply that knowledge by the hands-on training in the IML TV. You may be viewing this information. You may say, well, Andre, I'm a hands-on person. I need someone to hold my hand to help me with this. This is what the IML TV is comprised for. It's filled with real-life educators, people who are trading on a daily basis from all over the world, multiple languages, 7 days a week, ladies and gentlemen. This, I believe, is a pinnacle part of IML. You have live educators who are pouring into you their knowledge and information, long-term, short-term trading. Every day, 7 days a week, you can access this once again on your phone, your tablet, or computer in the comfort of your home, your mansion, your cubicle, wherever you are, and get this information. Very, very powerful. The next thing I want you to understand about the IML TV, it's also interactive. This means you can ask questions. My professional recommendation when you get started, Daisy Duncan. She used to be a school teacher. She teaches Forex 101. When you sign up and you go into IML TV, you'll see the schedule. You'll see her picture. Once again, her name is Daisy Duncan. You'll see her everywhere. Phenomenal instructor. She's going to begin and hold your hand, from the very basics. She used to teach teachers how to teach. So she really has a gift for this, a passion for this. So definitely, once again, when you get an IML TV, begin with the Daisy Duncan and the Forex 101 to get the basic knowledge of what you're doing. Everything I just went over was where you're getting the knowledge and applying the knowledge. Once again, IML TV is where we get the knowledge. IML Academy, rather, is where we get the knowledge. IML TV is where we apply the knowledge. Now, once you get this knowledge, once you're learning, Andre, how do I begin earning? How do I begin making money with this? This is what I want you to understand. IML has put together a suite of software and tools to make it easy for you to begin navigating the markets while you're learning how to, naked trade, while you're learning market terminology, all these different things. Because a lot of people, we understand, people have bills, people are looking for a way to, get out of debt. So it's important that they begin to earn. Now, what I also want you to understand, while you're doing all this, you're going to have what's called a demo account. The demo account is a practice account. It mimics the real live market. So this means no risk. You're not going to risk any of your own capital. You're going to begin with a demo account, master a few basic skills, master a few basic techniques. And then you know what? When you're comfortable and you understand what you're doing, then you go live into your live account and do the exact same thing in the live account that you were doing in your demo account to have success. Let's look at the first piece of software that the company has. It's called a harmonic scanner. This piece of software is simply, think of it as your own personal assistant. What it does, it looks back historically at patterns and past trades, and it gives you a heads up of what may happen in the future. This software also monitors your account size. It tells you how much to place on each trade. Just really very dynamic and putting everything together for you. Once again, all the training, on this is in the back office that you receive with IML. That is a harmonic scanner. The next thing we have is a web analyzer. This is one of our newer pieces of software, very powerful piece of software. And the reason is what it does, it monitors multiple currency pairs in multiple time frames simultaneously for you at the same time. You know, we have people who have been trading for 10, 20, even 30 years that are joining us because of this one piece of software. Why? Because without it, you have to do all that yourself. Many people right now are busy. People have one jobs, two jobs, a kids, a family, all these different things. People have a limited amount of time. The web analyzer, it sounds like a cash register when it rings, ching, ching, and that tells you there's a potential trade set up. Now, what I want to do, I want to go out to someone who began with us a short period of time ago. This gentleman, he and his wife, they came in, they went to work. He actually used to be in the pharmaceutical industry here in South Florida. His wife is a stay-at-home mom with their beautiful children, and they were looking for a way to, you know what, just diversify, to invest, to have multiple streams of income. And they've come in a short period of time, and they're really mastering this piece of software, the web analyzer. I mean, they actually just came back from overseas, did a phenomenal event over there in Anguilla. And what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna let you tell their story and, you know, how the success they're seeing utilizing the web analyzer. So I want to see if Ms. Jenna or Mr. Terry Williams has made the call tonight. There she is. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now we can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. So yeah, definitely. You know, we were introduced, I should say, to iMarket about 3.5, 4 months ago. And coming in, I was technically basically hesitant and reluctant about joining because I wasn't sure what it was. But my husband went ahead and he signed up and he brought it to me and he basically said, hey, I just want you to take a look at it. If you don't like it, we don't have to do it. Once I tapped into exactly what it is iMarket Live provides, man, let me tell you, I was mind blown. I always ask myself, I said, Jenna, why did you not know this information? How did you not know this information? And it all comes down to the fact that the average person like you and I didn't have access to this information. This information was not meant for us because just a few years ago, you had to have upwards of 500,000 plus just to enter the foreign exchange market. However, now times have changed and the average person like you and I can trade in the foreign exchange market and earn money. Guys, every day people are quitting their jobs all because of Forex. People are earning money from their smartphones. So coming in, I tapped into the education, I tapped into iMarket Live TV. The whole system that iMarket Live provides taught me everything that my husband and I basically know today. And we are now in a position that we are training and trading with others. We are having trading houses where we are educating people on how they too can basically turn their phones into an ATM and walk away from their jobs like my husband did. I'm going to go ahead and pass the phone along to him so he can give you guys, you know, just a brief testimony about him as well.
How you guys doing tonight? I want to first give it back to Mr. Andre Campbell and Alan Hope for showing me this amazing opportunity just a short while ago. I want to tell you a little briefly. My wife told you about, you know, our story and our journey. But on the other end, you know, we partner with IML and the IML Academy and the IML TV, and we also have our own, you know, platform that we teach our team members how to also trade on a personal level. You know, you will get the basic academy and you will get the IML TV, but an added incentive for us, we get personal and actually teach a little fundamentals of my strategy that I came up with, you know, but you can have that quickly, that learning curve cut down. Instead of 30 to 40 days, could be cut down half that. And that's our goal, to make sure everybody's winning. You know, my motto is, it ain't no fun if the homie can't make done. So I cannot I cannot be by you winning and you're not winning. So that's my goal. We're here to help anybody. You know, I'm amazed about this company that for whatever it done for me. And sorry about guys, I got kids in the background. Sorry about that. But thank you, Andre, for putting me on this call. You guys gonna hear some awesome information, and don't put it to the side. You know, if you when in doubt, dive in, learn later.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. And thanks for all you're doing, all the people you're helping. I know you guys, the events are being packed out. I know you're going to the Starbucks helping people. And you'll definitely also be doing webinars, and we'll get that information out to people. Those of you who are in the South Florida area, you can meet Terry and Jenna. We do events Tuesday nights up there in Inverary, Oakland Park Boulevard. Wednesday night, we're at New Birth Baptist Church, and also Thursday nights. And if you don't know where all the events are being held, on Facebook, we have a Facebook group. It's called IML Events Only. That's the Facebook group. Get in there, IML Events Only Facebook group. Get in there, find out where all the events are. To access that easy, you go to my team website, cmprofits.com. That's C like Charlie, M like money, the word profits with an S, plural.com. Go there, click on Facebook, and jump into our Facebook groups. There you heard it, the Web Analyzer. I mean, this thing is definitely rated. It's pushing out pips, giving them anywhere from 30 to 80 pips sometimes a day. Now, the next thing we have right here is called the swing trades, and these come from the CEO himself. Right now, Chris Terry, he's on fire. Here you got a multi-million-dollar earner trader giving you signals, telling you what to trade, how to trade, what he's looking at in the markets. Ladies and gentlemen, that is phenomenal. I know right now he's been kicking out some real cryptocurrency trades, and the cryptocurrency market is also on fire. What I want to do right now is go out to someone I got a ton of respect for. Me and this gentleman, we've been running. He's helping a lot of people, not only in South Florida, but he's globe trotting around the world. As a matter of fact, I think tomorrow night and this Wednesday, we'll be together here in South Florida doing some events. So I want to see if Mr. Greg White has made the call this evening. Unmute yourself, Greg.
All right, guys. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear. What's going on, bro?
Man? Great. Hey, man, first and foremost, man, let me give it back to Mr. Andre Campbell, man. Been speaking a whole lot highly about you, man, just crisscrossing the country, sharing your story, man. I'm just going to say after this call, brother, you need to put a book together, man, because, you're going up in flames right now. Definitely big up to Mr. Terry Williams and Ms. Jenna Williams, crisscrossing all the way from Anguilla, man. I'm super excited, for what you guys are doing. Super excited for what this industry is doing. Andre, I don't know if you don't mean to put this out there, but I was just on a call with Tamara Young about 30 minutes ago with one of our prospects up in Baltimore. She's a bishop, man, super excited about learning how to be able to teach people this skill set, just showing them how they can be able to put an extra $600 to $1,000 in their pocket, whether if they're trading or whether if they're just, they have the heart to help people. And, this is the glory thing about iMarkets Live is that Chris has put a company together to be able to put the best of both worlds to where if you just wanted to trade, great. If you like talking to people, great. They'll pay you for it. Lawrence was just telling me, Tamara was just telling me, Mr. Tim Holloman, we call him Two Karma Tim, man, this gentleman, I think Mr. Andre may have touched bases on it. This gentleman, man, incredible. I think March made 1 year anniversary, March Madness, and this guy's up to multiple seven figures. I'm even afraid right now to say on this call, what I heard, man, and it just what I'll say it, man, $30 million in 1 year. It's incredible, guys. And you might say it's too good to be true. It doesn't. It is true. We're in $1 trillion industry, guys. And the only difference between Tim, me, Andre, or Terry Williams or Jenna Williams is just a level of commitment. What are you willing to commit to be able to commit to what you want to have? And if you want to have it all, then you commit to it all. If you want to have mediocre, you commit to it. But I can tell you one thing, to those that are on this call, we're making money like the banks. We're having fun. We're driving whatever we want to drive. We're going wherever we want to go. Me, myself, I'm on my way to Jamaica this Friday to do an event. Be up in Arkansas. Then I'll be going over to Chicago. And I'm having a lot of fun, Terry and Jenna, and I know you guys have fun. Just being able to meet faces, shake hands, man, and share information on how people can have access. I got 99 problems. This is the first time I can tell you money ain't one of them. Get what iMarkets Live is on this call. Put money in your pocket. Mastermind it. Multiply money and learn how money works. iMarkets Live. I'm excited, guys.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. You're learning many, how to help with plenty, brother. Appreciate you.
No doubt.
Awesome.
No,
There he is, Mr. Greg White. Okay, the next thing we have, ladies and gentlemen, here is something called Swipe Trades. Swipe Trades is an app. This thing right here is one of the simplest ways I've ever seen for people to earn. What happens, we have experts behind the scenes that are simply sending the trades to your phone, and then you simply copy and paste. It doesn't get any either than that. We have all the training on it. And right now we're having phenomenal results, phenomenal months of growth, with the app. We just closed out the other day over 1,000 pips. And it seems like every week we're breaking new records because the company is committed to having the best signal callers and the best people, really, do this and really get these trades out. Now, also with that, we have something called Swipe Coins. Swipe Coins is new, and Swipe Coins is basically the same as Swipe Trades. Swipe Trades is dealing with the currency markets, Forex. Swipe Coin, ladies and gentlemen, is dealing with cryptocurrencies. You may have heard of Bitcoin, altcoin, Ethereum. Many people heard of Bitcoin. That's the big one. I want you to understand Bitcoin is only one of about 1,600 different cryptocurrencies. All I can say, this is phenomenal. The other day, we just had like 600 and something pips. We just turned around, had another 530 pips. For those of you who are new and you do not understand what a pip is, think about a football field. Each yard on the football field, you place a certain amount of money on each yard. Let's say you place just one numeric dollar and it went 10 yards or 10 pips. You made $10. If you had $10 a pip, $20 a pip, you quickly begin to see how it begins to add up. We have some people trading $10 a pip. So that means when it goes 100 yards or 100 pips, they just earned $1,000. Now, one thing I will say, nothing is guaranteed, and past results are no guarantee of future performance. However, we want you to know what's possible. Some people make a little, some people make a lot. It's really up to you to get in where you fit in. We have all the training, all the support as a corporate team, as a company. Our team itself, we're doing meetings all over the place, from Detroit, Atlanta, Georgia, the UK, Netherlands, South Africa. All the training, all the support is here. And once again, I want you to understand, this is for the people who are serious. We're not here to arm twist. We're not begging anybody. I tell people all the time, we've got the gold. Myself personally, I've been able to make more in a few hours than people make working all month long. And once again, that is a direct result of the life-changing education of this company, of the platform, and of what we're doing. Now, how do you get started? It's very simple. We have something called the Platinum Package. This package you can pick up for about $195 one time, plus tax. There'll be tax depending on where you are, and then $145 a month plus tax. You get the IML Academy here. You're going to get the IML TV, the harmonic scanner, and the daily swing trades. You get this suite of information to begin learning and earning. Whoever invited you here, we're going to show you how to plug in to get your own back office from the company, so you're able to see everything and access this on your phone, tablet, or computer from almost anywhere in the world that you have internet access. That is very powerful. So it doesn't matter what job you're working or what shift you're working, you can always get this information. Now, along with that, we have other things that you can add on, like the Swipe Trades, the Swipe Coin, the Web Analyzer. As a matter of fact, right now, the Swipe Coin is free for the next 2 weeks. If you don't already have it, my professional recommendation, get on Swipe Coins, put that thing to work, test drive it, kick the tires, and just watch. It's amazing what's going on with Swipe Coin and Swipe Trades. You can add these individually or for about $15 a month plus tax, or you can just spend about $250 one time and about $190 a month like I did, like many of us did, and get everything. Now, along with that, you may be thinking, well, you know what? I don't want to have another bill. It's a little stressful for me. This is what I want you to understand, right? If you're paying $145 a month or whatever it is, and we can show you how to make that on a daily basis, would it be worth it? Of course it would. The company goes a step farther. Just simply refer 2 people. They sign up with you as customers. Your membership is 100% free. Doesn't get any better. When I first saw this, I did this my first day. I just contacted some people and got them in. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to switch gears before I go into the training, and I'm going to tell you about another part of the company. It's simply a profit sharing. This is totally voluntary. It's optional. You don't have to do it. Everything I just showed you, we have 80% of the people in the company that are just customers using the tools, learning, and earning. Here, if you like to share good news and you have your business hat on and you understand that, hey, this company only has about 75,000 people, their mission in the next 3 years is to bring in 1 million new customers, and you're in front of that wave, there's huge opportunity as an IBO, as an independent business owner. This company is going to pay you an additional $150 to $500,000 a month. Here you can see some of the people who have hit these ranks. Myself, I'm humbled and honored to have hit the chairman rank myself. I was awarded the blue jacket in Las Vegas, and we have many people coming up in September here in South Florida, the 14th and the 15th, I think it is, that are going to be at the Fort Lauderdale Convention Center that will be awarded their own blue jacket by hitting chairman. I'm going to show you what that is. But first, the company has a team builder bonus. What the company says very simply, the people that you know that you want to help, you introduce them to IML, the company is going to pay you a one-time team builder bonus of $35. As those people tell a few people as you go through the ranks, the company will also give you overrides of $10 and $5 that begin to add up very quickly. Once you sponsor 3 people, congratulations, you've hit the first rank in the company, which is a Platinum 150. The company's going to pay you $37.50 per week, every week, residually, as long as those people are purchasing the products. Now, when those 3 people begin to share IML, whether they're a customer or an IBO, now you have a team of 12 people. Congratulations, $600 a month, $150 a week. Residually, this is paid over and over. This is sleep money. This is being on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. You now have an income-producing business, income-producing system that's also bringing you additional income in addition to your trading profits. When that team grows to 30, you're Platinum 1,000. Here, $1,000 a month, $250 a week. And you can see here it goes on and on. Platinum 5,000, a team of only 225 people. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is in over 100 countries. This is bigger than your neighborhood, your state, your zip code. This is a global phenomenon. We're exploding around the world. 225 people on your team. Once again, you personally sponsored 3. You shared the good news. Now the company is paying you $5,000 a month, $1,250 a week. At that point, you are now earning more than many people are coming out of college with various degrees. The first executive rank of chairman right here. You've helped 500 people or in the families learn about IML. They're learning, they're earning here. The company is paying you $2,500 every single Friday, like clockwork, ching, ching, $10,000 a month. And it just gets gooder and gooder all the way up to chairman of 500. We got 3 people who have hit that distinguished rank. They are earning $125,000 every single Friday. Imagine that. It's possible. It's being done. Others have done it. I'm going to do it. I know a lot of people on here are going to do it. It's there for you and your family also if you want to do it. There's just more bonuses as you hit ranks. You know, when I became a chairman, they just gave me an additional $5,000. Hey, Andre, thank you just for sharing with Greg White, Alan Holt, you know, Yvette McCrae, the motivators, Philip and Felicia Johnson, you know, other people who have begun to do the same thing and duplicate it. I want you to understand it pays to build this business. Unlike a job where you're doing the same thing day in, day out, getting the same pay here, as creative as you are, this company compensates you for your time, energy, and effort. The Chairman Infinity bonus, what I'm going to tell you about that bonus is paid out the 15th of every month, and it is bigger than what right now for some people, than what people are earning an entire year of work. Learn about that Chairman Infinity bonus. Very, very powerful. To wrap it all up, you're going to get phenomenal leadership, ladies and gentlemen. This is a world-class education. It's changed my life, the lives of many others, and I'm just so happy and thankful that I got the call from my sponsors to take a look at IML. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch gears right here, and I'm going to go into some training, some naked training on the charts. Hopefully, you all can see my screen, my chart. This is the MT4 platform. I'm old school. I like to use the MT4 platform to trade with. This is a demo account you're looking at. This is Owanda. And what I want you to understand is trading really is pretty simple. It's so simple that it goes over most people's head. And I'm a living testimony of that because one time it used to go over my head, you know. I overcomplicated trading, you know. And as human beings, we have a tendency to overcomplicate things. Let me tell you about my trading style. What I do I utilize the swipe trades, the swipe coin, the web analyzer, and I put my own little spin on some of those things. As you begin to trade, your personality is going to determine what kind of trader you become, whether you're long term, short term, whether you have a high tolerance for risk or a low tolerance for risk. I tell people trading is like driving a car. When you first learn, you put your hand at 10 to 2 on the wheel, and then you adjust the seatbelt, all these different things. You were kind of nervous because you were just learning, or you had a parent or instructor on the side of you. But now when you get into your car, think about it next time you drive. You don't think about all these things, turning the ignition, putting in reverse, push to start for those of you who have it, putting your seatbelt. You do those things automatically. You know why? It's in your long-term memory. Once you get trading into your long-term memory also, it becomes routine and methodical. You're doing the same thing over and over and over, day in, day out. The tools and the software that IML provides is to help you begin learning and earning quickly before you understand market analysis, long-term, short-term, support and resistance, Fibonacci, Gann, Elliott wave, all these different trading theories. I want you to understand there are 1,000 different ways to trade. This is why when someone is buying, someone is selling. We're all in some form or fashion looking at the market through different lenses. It's up to you to develop that lens for your eye so you can become a profitable trader. The next thing I'm going to tell you, profitable traders are just excellent risk managers. I did not start making money. I did not start earning until I learned how to manage risk. That was the key. You know why? Because you win a few trades, you get happy, you over leverage, you place too much money. One loss wipes out all your profits. So what you want to do is learn how to manage risk. Now, as far as when I'm naked trading, I only trade 4 pairs, really. Euro New Zealand, Pound Aussie, and you can see them here for those of you who are able to see this. You're taking notes. The Pound New Zealand, the Pound Yen. That's it. Sometimes I only trade the Pound Yen. You know why? One pair can give you all the movement you need. One thing you'll also notice about the markets, at least once a month, these pairs are going to trend. What do you mean by that, Andre? That means they're going to take off in one direction and just go for days, for weeks, sometimes even months. And you can maximize those trends. If you don't know what you're looking at, these lines, these are support and resistance lines on my chart. Once again, this is all in the IML Academy, IML TV. We teach you all about support and resistance. This is what I want you to understand, right? Now, let's look over here at the Pound New Zealand. The daily time frame is a time frame that I begin to look at all the time. This time frame gets you above the trees, above the noise, compared to being on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15, the 5 minute. So you can see over the trees the trend in the market. Here, the Pound New Zealand. What is this telling us? This is telling us that over the past, right here, over the past, as a matter of fact, from May 18th until now, this pair has been in a downtrend, and it's gone over 600 pips down. Easy trading, ladies and gentlemen, easy trading. You say, Andre, that sounds easy for you to say. Look at it. The market does not lie. Once you understand how to read the market. Now, if you're always on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, you'll never see this. You have to get above the trees. And what you just saw, that every day this market was making lower lows. And here I utilize Fibonacci candlesticks, not Fibonacci, I mean Heikinacci candlesticks. You may or may not like those. I like them. They're in your MT4. You just go over here, right here on your indicator list. And what you'll do, you'll click on that, go to custom, and you'll look for Heikinacci candlesticks right there. And you just put that on your screen. This is for those of you who are using MT4. It's also on the trader's view. And you put them on there. I like the colors blue and red. Blue for when it's going up, going long, red for when it's going down, going short. But the main thing you just saw, so way over here on May 21st, you just said, you know what? For the last 3 days, the 18th and 19th coming in, everything has been going down, red, red, red. So guess what you do? You trade going with the direction of the trend, whether you enter on the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 1 hour, whatever time frame you want to enter on. For those of you who are taking notes, some of the best times to get into trades are at market opens. The beginning of London, about 3 a.m. Eastern time. New York, 8 a.m. Eastern time. The Asian market, 8 p.m., 7 to 8 p.m. A lot of time, that's when you'll get the movement. But however, when you did, depending on when you got in, the only direction you wanted to go in was the direction of the trend. The trend is truly your friend. If you caught this trade up here at about 1.94949 at this green support and resistance area, and you begin to ride that thing down, you came down a good amount of pips. I usually stay until I see a reversal candle. Here's a blue candle right here telling me, hey, this trend may be getting weak, or you could just set your targets at these support and resistance levels. If you're taking notes, currency pairs do not like to hang around long at support and resistance levels. Let's look at the pound yen, one of my favorite pairs. The pound yen came off from 152.39900 area from about, this was April 27th, came all the way down over 800 pips. And what did it do? It went from this support and resistance lines. Here, this one's yellow, this one's purple. Some of them I have all green. It's the same thing, just support and resistance lines. If you don't understand support and resistance, get into IML Academy, go through, learn about marking up your charts with support and resistance. I don't have time on this video to do that. I just want to give you the basic fundamentals of how to look at market structure. So back on April, the market told us something, right? What happened? The red candles came down, fell below this yellow line of support and resistance, right? And what did they do? They pulled back and retest. The market moves in waves. Look at this. This is a wave of the market. Never just goes in one direction, and it went down. So this pullback should have said to you, hey, you know what? This is a potential short. Why? Why would I sell? It's below this ceiling of resistance. When the candlesticks are going up, the line is a ceiling. It's resistance. It's keeping the candlesticks or the currency pairs down, which is a right line right here. This is the real-time market right over here. For those of you who can see that. But back here, at this time, the candlesticks went back up, hit the ceiling, could not break through the ceiling. What did I tell you? Price does not like to stay around support and resistance areas for long. This is the magic moment. Whenever the candlesticks are close to these lines, this is the time for you to look to get in to a potential trade. Some will be long, some will be short. But you know what? You have backing against you, because all that means is these candlesticks could not get above this yellow line. So once again, does not like to hang around these areas. If it can't go up, you know what it's going to do? It's going to fall and go down. Before many of these even fell, I put the charts out showing people, where they may go, and look and behold, days later, weeks later, it happens all the time, every time, over and over again between support and resistance line. So it pulled back the yellow line to the ceiling. This is where you could have jumped in. Let's say you saw one red candle. So on April 29th, you could have jumped in, placed your stop loss right above. Here is the key. Even if you're trading a larger time frame, reduce your lot size so there's no stress. One of the things that used to knock me out the game, one of the main things that keeps people from trading properly, they place too much money, too much leverage, too much lot size on one particular trade, then they're nervous. And if that trade loses, they feel all beat up. Once you realize, you know what, I'm just going to put a little bit on each one. There's no stress, no worry. Hey, if it went up through the yellow line, knocked you out, you know what? You took a small loss. But look at the gain. That's over 400 pips down over how many days? I'm going to go from one red candle over, let's say 6 days. 6 days, you could have entered the pound yen in April, let that thing just ride, take it on down to that line of support and resistance, and made profit. Let me blow this up, bring this up, okay? Now, this is what I want you to notice also. Look back here, it does the same thing. Went up to this ceiling, what did it do? It fell down to this support and resistance line, about 300 pips, then came all the way down. Following the candlesticks will give you the faith and the energy to stay in these trades as they're going. You see it? These are big moves. These are moves that people are paying off, buying new cars, actually paying off homes. These are 1,000 pip moves. This is how the banks, your insurance companies, the hedge funds, this is how they're trading the money. They're not always on the small time frames. Small time frames are good, but you know what? The bigger time frames are easier to trade. You're going to learn about doji candles. Doji, this little candle right here, where the body is real small and the wicks are long on each side, these are potential reversal candles. When you see these dojis, this was on September 10th, 2017 of last year. This should have told you, hey, you know what? This may be reversing, going up 400 pips, 470 something pips to this next area. And it did that in a matter of about 5 days. And then it broke that area. Once again, does not like to hang around support and resistance. Went up to this ceiling and did what? Fell back down. So not only were you making money going up, you also caught it going down. You may be saying, Andre, how do I catch these moves? You have to have your chart set to them and always watch them. If I'm trading and I'm always on the 5 minute, I'm seeing all this. Now, you can actually utilize this strategy on the 5 minute, but the smaller time frames are much harder to trade. Why? There's a lot more noise. There's a lot more chaos. There's a lot more up and down. Now, if you're using something like the web analyzer, this is what the web analyzer, the scanner, what it does, faster than our brains can do it. It looks at all this information, calculates it, and gets us in and out of trades on these smaller time frames. But for those of you who are working, you have a family, you have a life, sometimes what I want you to notice is you can catch these big moves and these big trades and ride them for days, for weeks, some of these trades for weeks. And look at this, for weeks. Once your account, your lot size will begin to increase, you could place a little bit more. They do the same thing over and over again. Here's a pound Aussie. And once again, you can see some of these movements, some of these trades. Let's look at the pound Aussie, right? The pound Aussie went up to this area right here of 1.83838 area, right? This green line up here. And what happened? It consolidated for days, going sideways, just in this area. So what I would have said, you know what? It can't break below this area, and it's not going any higher than this green line. So what I would wait for it to do, either break out above or break out below. I put it in a bracket. How do I get this yellow line here? Because what? The candlesticks, once again, the market will show you what it's going to do. I'm a reactionary trader. I don't predict the market. I wait for the market to show me what it's going to do, and then I follow the market. So all I'm saying is when you rode it up from down here, it broke through this line of support and resistance, set on here. You jumped in for a buy, put your stop loss right below here. Right below here. Why? Because this is your barrier. Price is showing you cannot get back through this green line. So that means if you put your stop loss on the other side, once again, you're managing your risk. You're taking small risks to lose for big potential profits to win. So in this case, I'd be risking about 50 pips with the potential of making over 500 pips. This is how you become a profitable trader. So after it went up and hit the ceiling, this green line would have been our take profit zone. What did it do? It couldn't break above. None of these candlesticks were able to open and close above this green line. Andre, what do you mean open and close above? What I mean by that is like here. This candlestick is clearly open and closed above. That means it's not touching the line at all. Right here, well, this candlestick right here is not touching the line. It looks like it's close, but it's not touching. It's completely below the green line, or it's completely, let me find a better example. It's completely right here, above. That's what I mean by open and close above or below. It got away from the green line here when it was in consolidation. Let me go back to this. When this area right here was in consolidation, these candlesticks were just gripping the line. They couldn't break away from the line. Then what? Look at the doji. Here's another doji. Once again, these doji candles are your friend. So this doji, you'd have been able to see it on, this was September 10th, 2017, last year. And from then, higher high just went on up, went up another 600 pips. touched the ceiling of support and resistance, came back down, went sideways, does not like to hang around long. So here, you just say, you know what? These candles can't break it. They can't break through the line, and they can't go any lower. So this is where I would have said, you know what? I'm just going to mark this area. It touched once here. It touched here. Even before you saw this, either break below or break above. What did it do? This candlestick right here. Let me mark that so you can see it. This candlestick right here. This one. This candlestick open and close below this little temporary support and resistance line that I place here. This is what I'm looking to jump in. You know what? I wouldn't place my stop loss up here above the green line. That's too far. It's too much risk, right? I'm going to place it right above this yellow area. Why? Because price cannot get back above that area. Here you can see it fell down about 207 pips. And what did it do? It pulled back almost to that yellow area. It went above it by a little tip. But even if you got knocked out, you can come back in. And what did it do? Then it fell down. It pulled back again. Here's another doji candle. That's your money candle. You jump in on this one, and you write it down for another 400 pips over and over again. So let's look at real time right now, what's going on with this currency pair, right? Let me get rid of some of these lines. And I just save these templates, in my template area. Here you can see the Euro New Zealand, the Pound New Zealand. So when I click on them, it just comes up with the green lines already there. Now let's look what's happening right now, right? This is real time. This is today, right? This is the daily time frame once again. Prices come down through this support and resistance lines here at 1.75700 area, right? Hasn't made it down here to this green line yet. It's in between, right? But the overall trend is what down. You could even look up at the weekly. Look at the weekly. Down, 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 down. Every week, down, down, down. Look how easy it is to read on the weekly. This was the economic collapse of the U.S. back in, let me go back here. Right here in 2008, when it came from the ceiling all the way down, literally thousands of pips, over 8,000 pips. So the weekly time frame and even the monthly can also give you a view of the market. Those are very big time frames, definitely where the banks are. So I like the daily to really give me a bird's eye view. So now, how can you maximize this, right? First thing I want to do, I want to look below this potential line of support. Because if it comes down to here, this is only about 80 pips, which is good. But the next area is over 500 pips away. So this is what I would do, right? The optimal entry would be very close because right here, if this candlestick, when it finishes for the day, can stay below this green line, that is a good sign. What you could do is drop down to the 4 hour or even the 1 hour. What's the 1 hour doing? The 1 hour is pulling back. You had a nice move down, went right through the line, over 200 pips, and now each candlestick, blue, long, is making higher highs. So this is a pullback, and this is where you can learn about utilizing Fibonacci. I'm not going to go into Fibonacci's right now and do that. You learn about that. Here's a Fibonacci just put on, the 23.6 or 38.2. It's a good chance it's going to retrace right to this level or to this level, then possibly turn back over and begin its descent on down. So what you could do is wait for the 1 hour time frame to do this. It pulled back blue, then it started giving you red candles. On the 1 hour, I would wait for at least 2 red candles. I would jump in on the third candle. Here, at the time of this was at 2200 hours. This was at, that's 11 p.m. Eastern time on June 3rd. This MT4 is Rwanda. What I like about Rwanda, it has all the times and East Coast times, so you don't have to worry about trying to calculate GMT times. So even when you're trading, I recommend opening a demo account with Rwanda, so when you go back into your back testing, it's easy to see, where these trades happen. What you'll also find is a lot of the market opens 3 in the morning Eastern time, 8 a.m. Eastern time, 8 a.m. in the evening, 8 p.m. in the evening. You'll see a lot of these moves begin to happen. And that's how you can even catch the 15-minute, 1 hour. But once again, I'm waiting for this to pull back, I'm doing the Fibonacci on the 1 hour. You can do it on the 4 hour. It doesn't even matter. But waiting for the pullback to see red candles again and for it to start making lower lows for me to get in. Right here would have been a great point to get in. Why? The candlestick open and close below the green line. I'm putting my stop loss on the other side. I'm only risking about 30 pips. And here you can clearly see it went down over 200, about 200 pips that you could have picked up. So you have good risk to reward ratio. That's the key. If I'm risking 10 pips, I'm looking to pick up at least 20 pips or 30 pips. I want a 2-to-1, 3-to-1. I'm not going to risk 10 pips to pick up 10 pips. Then you have to be right about 80% of the time you're trading. You want to put risk to reward ratio, the law of that average, on your side. That means even when you lose, small losses once again, and you have bigger wins. And that's a simple way to do it. Let's look at the Euro New Zealand. What's it doing? Oh, this was just like too easy. Look at this M right here, right? This M, M's and W's. You learn all about this in the IML Academy. Once again, the Academy is where the knowledge is. M's and W's. You're going to start seeing these patterns just jump in front of your eyes over and over. Since I've been trading, I could already see them without any indicators, just with candlesticks and support and resistance lines. This is an M, and then an M forming means a possible move to the downside, move to the south. If this was flipped as a W, the opposite, that W would mean a move possibly to the upside. M's and W's, see them all over. So once again, Euro New Zealand, this thing started its descent. This is the daily time frame over here on 5/17, May 17th. That means on May 17th, you would have saw, you'd have been right there. This candlestick the previous day was the 16th. It closed red. It began forming that M. You say, you know what? You could have got in up there, or you could say, you know what? I'm going to wait. If it could break this area at 1.70600 area, I'm going to jump in. Now, how could you have jumped in, right? Let me get rid of that M and W. I want you to see this thing clearly. How could you have jumped in, right? This candlestick right here, open and close below. It looks like it's touching, but it's not. There's a little space there, right? Here's a 4-hour view. Let me do this. Here's a 4-hour view, right? Once again, my main markers are the support and resistance lines, not so much the candlesticks. Look at the structure of the market. Once you understand the structure, okay, bam, it went up, it broke above, it pulled back, hit the floor of support. This green line now became support, holding the currency pair up. It couldn't go down. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to jump in. I'm placing a stop loss right below here. Bang, I'm riding this thing up. It went up 180 pips. Let's say you got 100 pips out of that. You know, you made money. You were only risking a small amount. Your stop loss below here, let's say in this case, it's about 50 pips, you know? So, and then of course it came back down. But you know what? Even if you stayed in too long, you could have sold it when it broke back below the floor. This candlestick right here, open and close below. Stop loss right above here. Here's your next target, the green line. It came down there, it hit it. You picked up another 170 something pips. You don't even care. You made some money going up. And then what did it do? It does not like to hang around support and resistance areas long. It's either going to hit this floor and go back up to this green line, or do what? Go back down to the next support and resistance line. You picked up another 200 pips. You're doing a standard lot. You just picked up about $4,000 to $5,000 in a few days just doing this. This is a way we're maximizing these markets just off simple support and resistance. Nothing overcomplicated. Just understanding when to jump in. Think about what's that, jump rope? You know, you ever see them doing the double dutch? When to jump in. Here in the middle, you don't know. It can come back down. But here, when it's close to the floor, you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to jump in. Here's a doji. Put my stop loss right below here. Jump in on this candle. Even if I'm wrong, I lost a small amount to pick up more than I'm losing. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the art of trading. Just managing risk, doing the same thing over and over. Here I'm on the 4-hour time frame. You see the same moves up and down between these support and resistance lines, and you're riding these trends over and over. And once again, you do the same thing on the 1 hour. You can enter on the 15-minute. It doesn't matter, the 5-minute. Once again, you're waiting for price to get close to these support and resistance areas. It does not like to hang around then. It's either going to go through or it's going to bounce down. You make profit. you begin making 40 to 100 profits a day, I mean, it's over. You know, you can become independently wealthy doing this. While you're doing all this, you got the scanner, you got the web analyzer, you got all these other tools, swipe coins, swipe trades, giving you trades. Even when you get those trades, you can come back and look for yourself. Okay, it's telling me to buy right here. Let's say you got something told you to buy right here, right? Now, the great thing about the tools are giving you these trades. Then you can go back and look. So you don't have to sit here and look at these charts. When the web analyzer, harmonic scanner, whatever it is, swipe coins, when they give you the trades, now that you've educated yourself, you come look for yourself. You are the one who has a fiduciary responsibility to take control of your own trading. You're the one, it's your money, it's your, investment. You're trying to build and create generational wealth for yourself. Take it seriously. Once you learn this, okay, someone said to buy here. I'm not buying here. You know why? Because these candlesticks have an open and close above this green line, this ceiling of resistance. I'm not buying. I don't care who says it. If anything, I'm going to wait to see a candlestick open and close above. Andre, what do you mean by that? Like this. Like here. I want to see, if they're telling me to buy down here, I'm not buying. When I see the candlesticks open and close above, then I'll get in and go to the next. So what I would have done in this situation is say, hey, unless it does that, I'm not going. If anything, I'm looking to sell. Go by what the market shows you. Don't predict the market. The market will show you what it's going to do. All we do then, we just jump on for the ride. We manage risk and we make profit. If it was any simpler, do this for yourself. Mark up your charts. Practice this in your demo account. Master it in your demo account. Too many people want to go live too soon. Here, perfect trade, right? And I'm going to tell you when this happened. This was at 3 p.m. Eastern time in the evening. Trades happen all the time. But the key thing is you would have known that it was approaching this area of support and resistance. This is on the 1 hour time frame. I'm going to mark this area. Let's go up to the 4 hour. Here it is on the 4 hour. You just saw price came up. It was pulling back. Pulled back where? Right to the floor of support. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't rocket science at all. It's just understanding, once again, market structure. When it pulled back right there to the far right, and all you can see, you know it's either going to fall through or it's going to bounce and go back the other way. You're catching this bounce. This is a 4 hour time frame. You saw one blue candle. You could jump in on the next one, put your stop loss right here. You're risking 60 pips to pick up a potential up to this green line, which it hit over here to pick up over 300 pips. One standard lot, congratulations, $3,000 you just made. This is it. Master the same basic techniques over and over in your demo account. When you master that, then go live and do the same exact thing. You won't be nervous. You'll do it over and over and over and over again. Not going to overcook your grits. Just want to thank everybody for jumping on this call. We do these calls every Monday night. Next time I may put some moving averages on here, but what I want you to understand, keep it simple. Look at a few trades. Don't try to look at every currency pair, because you know what? When people are confused, they don't take action. The more pairs you look at, the more confused you're going to be. And more importantly, you are going to miss these moves because you will be looking at everything else. You won't even see this M. Now, what is the Euro New Zealand telling us right now, right? Look at this. Since it hit this area on 5/29, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 candlesticks have been trying to get below this area of 1.66500 area. None of them on the daily time frame has opening close below this floor of support. That means I'm not selling this thing now. I want to see them open and close below. If they can't, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to turn back around and go right back up here 200 pips and potentially up here 400 pips and potentially up even higher. That's all it's going to do over and over again. Last time it was in this area, what did it do? Let me move this. To know what may potentially happen in the future, always look back to the past. Got to this area, almost got down here, did what? Reverse back up over 600 pips. You can see this area is a very strong support and resistance area. It was here. It bounced back up. Here, it couldn't even break it. Same thing. Look at right here. What happened? Went right back up, went up 700 pips. This is your clue. Here, when it went up to this area, it fell away. This area, this line right here, 1 point, and these lines don't have to be exact, just within the range when you're marking them up. But this range area is a strong major support and resistance area for the Euro New Zealand. So what you're waiting to see now is either on the daily, a candlestick open and close below this line. That means you have the potential to fall all the way down to 1.6200 area, or this puppy is going to turn back and go back up 200 pips to the 1.6800 area. Just watching that on the daily time frames. That's it. I want to welcome those of you who are joining us. We're super, super excited. So much is going on. Share IML with everyone you know. Those of you who are in IBO, once again, begin practicing. Practice. Trading is only about practicing. That's all it is. Most people don't practice long enough to get it. That's how I got it. I stuck with it. Come hell or high water. And today, I could turn this thing on and make not 20 pips, not 30 pips, hundreds of pips at any given time just off of these 4 currency pairs. My name is Andre Campbell. As always, I'm willing you to prosper in life and in business. Everyone, have a prosperity in your trading.
Thank you, Andre.
You're welcome.